Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm Chauncey Williams. This is WhatDoIDoNow.biz, the financial literacy series, credit and debt help. Chauncey Williams. And this is lesson 3 on section 3, the foundation of your finances. And this is dealing with credit cards. So let's get right into the lesson. Credit cards, what to look for and what to look out for. Introduction of credit cards in the early 60s revolutionized our credit system and allowed people to handle their finances in a different way. No longer did people need to wait for a paycheck to make purchases, as they could use credit cards and pay later. Additionally, through the introduction of credit cards, people could finance their purchases and pay for them over an extended period of time. How credit cards work. When you use a Visa or MasterCard, a series of steps happen to ensure that your account is charged and the merchant receives payment for your charge. So you're actually paying somebody else to use their money. Step 1, this customer gives his credit card to the cashier when making the purchase. The cashier swipes the credit card through an electronic approval machine, which is connected to a credit approval bank. When the customer signs a receipt, he or she is agreeing to pay for the charge. Step 2, the merchant deposits the receipt in his or her bank and receives a credit for 90 to 99% of the receipt amount. The transaction is sent electronically to Visa, MasterCard, American Express, etc. So it's actually an IOU, you promise to pay. Step 3, the Visa, MasterCard, American Express electronically notifies the card issuing bank that a transaction has taken place. Step 4, the card issuing bank bills you for the purchase. So it's an IOU system. Why do most credit cards carry the Visa, MasterCard symbols? And I always wonder that. So here's the research on that. Many people do not know that Visa and MasterCard are associations that can handle credit card transactions. They are both not-for-profit organizations and are owned by member banks that issue the cards. These associations work closely together so that most banks or merchants that accept one usually will accept the other. Understand the credit card statement. Most banks issuing cards offer their customers a detailed, itemized monthly snapshot of account activity included in your monthly statements that are the following: the current balance, the amount owed on the day of the statement that was generated. This balance reflects all finance charges and late fees, so it's on a certain day. This is like a stock market, okay? That's what the interest is going to be charged for that 30-day period, and that's your job to pay on that. Total credit line, the total amount of credit that you are approved for. So that's when they say, all right, you charge this much, you got this much credit left. Available credit, the amount credit available for use on the day of the statement that was generated. Usually this number can be calculated by subtracting your current balance from the total credit line. And previous balance, the amount you owe the day your last statement was generated. So a lot of times you're paying on the previous 30 days. That's why sometimes, I know I charge more, but they have a cutoff period when they show that. Cash withdrawals, money available at cash withdrawal from an ATM or bank. Finance charge, and I recommend do not draw cash from your credit card, because it's like you just borrowing your own money, and they charge a higher fee on that. So that's just a tip for you. Finance charge, interest charge on your account balance. The finance charge is a cost or charge payable as a condition for the extension of credit. Credits are amounts subtracted from your balance due to payments, overpayment, incorrect charges, or return merchandise. So there's some things you get back, like say you make an order, like I ordered at a restaurant the other day, I used my credit card, and that's what came back. Some other terms, charges. These are records of activity, purchases, or withdrawals from the account. They usually include a date, a company name, amount, or reference number. Be sure to double check all charges to your account. Payment due date, the day your payment must be in your possession without incurring a late fee, charge, or late reflection on your account. Cash credit limit, the total amount available for cash withdrawal from an ATM or bank. Like I told you, leave that alone unless you got a serious emergency. And if you got an emergency, you got to use credit. That's not an emergency. That's a way to build fast debt. Statement closing or billing date, the date the statement was generated. All activity or charges between the statement closing and the date of review will be included on the next closing. Here's some things to look for in a superior credit card. So there are credit cards that are better than others. So you can minimize or eliminate many expensive credit card fees and high interest rates if you choose a card suited for your needs only. However, all credit card issuers are in business to make money. So beware, if you maintain high balances, you will be charged accordingly regardless of your card of choice. I always tell my clients to charge only 30% a month if you can. And if you got to charge over, can you pay it off at the end of the month? Can you? You don't want to carry a balance over 30% because it affects your utilization rate every time. It can kill your credit score. Choose a credit card with no annual fee. A lot of credit cards have annual fees between $29 and $100 per year and are automatically charged to your account. However, there are many cards that guarantee no annual fee for as long as you own the card. So you got to find that one, but then you got to get your credit score up to be part of that also. Next, find a card with a low finance charges or APR. So that's the percentage rate that they make, the money they make off through charge or something. So again, you got to have a decent credit score to have something like that. And many cards charge between 18 and 25%. So be careful when you're seeking that. Some of them offer those teaser rates. And a lot of times people, when they get a teaser rate, it lasts for like a year, 6 months. And at the end, it goes back to that 18 to 25% or 14% or whatever the number may be. But a lot of people transfer those balances over so they can try to pay off a card faster. So I've seen that also. Find a credit card with a long grace period. Grace period is the time between your purchase and your payment is due. Provided that you pay your balances every month, you will not be charged for interest during this grace period. Therefore, you can receive an interest-free loan every month when you use a credit card. The moment you incur a balance, your credit card, you are no longer allotted an interest-free grace period. So you got to think about that. Card incentives. There's a lot of times people say, I got a credit card for my points, my miles, for gas, hotel stays. So it's a lot of situations that people look for card incentives. I'm going to skim through this. Incentive used for a particular card. Many insurers will offer a kickback or a refund on all your purchases. Some cards offer free airline miles, discounted automobile purchases, free gasoline, or up to 2% of annual bonus awards. Many of these programs can actually be very valuable incentives, but remember, they only consider available incentives only after you have been using the cards and it's shopped in regards to annual fees, finance charges, and grace periods. So they're going to make some money off of you, so don't think you're just getting rewards. Additionally, privileges look to attract new customers. Many credit card companies offer special memberships or privileges to its card holders. Many of these added bonuses include, but are not limited to, like I said earlier, airline bonus miles, travel insurance, rental car insurance, extended warranties, year-end statements, shopping or traveling discounts, or insurance on products you may buy during Christmas time. Somebody steals something, the credit card has insurances like that, or you can rent a car and they have an insurance kicker inside of that also that you can use. So you don't have to pick up that rental car insurance. So it's a lot of points, a lot of pointers you can get in, a lot of points you can get by using a certain credit card. Credit cards to avoid. Here they go. Leave these alone. But if you got to get them, don't carry a balance. Avoid credit cards with APR. Now, you can't avoid it with APR, but you can with high APRs, you can. Many cards offer this low teasers that apply to only a balance transfers. These credit cards may charge between 18 and 25% for regular purchases and even impose punitive interest rates when cardholders make late payments. I'm talking about like tax you $39, $75, $100. These companies may regularly check your credit report and impose an punitive interest rate if you have missed other loan payments or have high amount of debt. Simply put, these credit card companies may have a clause describing conditions upon which your interest rates will rise. Be sure to read the fine print on the credit card application terms and conditions before applying. I see this on some of my clients' credit report. Sometimes they lose a credit card because their credit score went under. And I'm like, the balance can be zero, but the credit card provider has a right to extend credit who they want to. They're like, right now we're in a pandemic in 2020. And I've seen a lot of people just lose their credit card usage. Like they had zero balances. Like we're we're not limiting credit to you anymore. And they'll look at their credit report and see if they missed a payment on a car or something else. Also, avoid credit cards with high interest rates, high late fees. Many credit cards will impose late fees of $30 or more. I mentioned that, $39, $70, $100. If you're 1 day late in making a payment, these cards should be avoided as mailing errors beyond our control may occur. Sometimes people send you a credit card in the mail. When I was in college, you get a free T-shirt, you fill out this application paper. It was Discovery, it was GTE credit card. I remember getting those, and that stuff can mess your life up. Avoid credit cards with no grace period, as explained in a prior section. An interest-free grace period allows the card holder to make purchases without paying a finance charge, provided that the balance is paid off in full prior to the due date. Avoid the card that imposes a finance charge starting on the day of the purchase. Be careful with variable rate credit cards. Variable interest rates can be confusing, and often interest rates will go up over time. Be sure to read your entire credit card contract and understand when your rates may change. And it's always on the back in a fine print. They always say to you, did you read the fine print? Oh, no, I didn't. I just thought it was a regular credit card. That does not work. Credit card safety tips. To ensure the safety of your account and to prevent possible fraud, identity theft, or card misuse, please adhere to the following guidelines. Sign. So be sure as soon as you get the credit card, sign it and receive it, because identity theft can happen. Treat your card as if it's cash, because it is. Never leave it unattended. And remember to retrieve it after each purchase, because you have places like restaurants, shoe stores, that people take advantage of people. They'll get your card, call someone, and they charge up everything online or in another country. Choose a unique, unobvious PIN and memorize it. Never disclose your PIN to anyone, especially over the phone. From a financial institution, we talking about that 4-digit code that you get money with when you can try to access your card when you go to the bank. Always keep your sales receipts and credit card vouchers. Be sure to compare them to your credit card statements monthly, because they do make mistakes. Avoid giving your credit card number over the phone unless you can verify the reputation of the company or have a contract with them. What I usually do is, when I try to do things over the phone, I have a Macy's card. I usually just go online, or I use PayPal with a certain balance that I got approved of, I think $2,500. So if I'm buying anything over $2,500 online, something got to be wrong. Most of the time, it's not over $200 that I would spend on PayPal, but I have that account, so I don't have to give out my personal information. And if anything happens, which happens in the past, PayPal did cover me. So make sure you get something that you can work online without affecting your bank account or your credit card. Make a record of your credit card account numbers and telephone numbers for reporting lost or stolen cards. I used to take a screenshot of them and save them in a file. Keep that list in a safe place. Understand your credit card billing method. Be sure that you understand how you will be billed. With many credit cards, interest applies from the date of your purchase. So think about that when you're considering a credit card. These are some tips. Protecting your credit card rights. As a consumer, you have consumer rights, and these are the bills that we need to protect your borrowers from being taken advantage of by the credit card companies. The federal government has legislated 2 acts to address these concerns: the Fair Credit Billing Act and the Truth in Lending Act. The Fair Credit Billing Act has determined procedures for resolving credit card errors. The bill ensures credit card rights are to all holders, and the Truth in Lending Act requires credit card issuers to describe in writing the cost of terms, credit cards, and conditions of repayment before issuing a card. Now, I help people get things off their credit report, and sometimes you get credit card companies to take advantage of citizens and double charge them. If they're charged off, they'll put the collection agency on there in their account. They'll settle a debt, they'll say paid, and they'll lower their credit score. So it's all a lot of taxes they do, or they'll try to stay on their credit report for a time longer than the period they're supposed to be on there. So it's a lot of stuff that there are companies that violate these 2 bills that the Congress and the government has put in place to protect you, but you do have consumer rights when it comes to your credit cards. And that's that lesson.